Okay, in this video we're going to be talking about your niche and your offer. So basically we're going to get to the bottom of who you're going to help and how you're going to help them, or what are you going to help them with. So first of all, let's tackle your niche. So I can tell you now, most people massively overcomplicate and overthink this, and I think you'll be quite surprised at just how simple it is. In the last video, I went through a few questions that you can ask yourself to try and unearth where your expertise, your experience and your skills lie. Now there's two ways of doing this exercise. There's no right, there's no wrong, either work. So hopefully you've got a few ideas jotted down on some paper, a few answers to the questions we ran through in the last video. The first way of trying to figure out what your niche is looking at the answers that you've written and circling anything that falls under health, wealth or relationships. Now, those three niches are the biggest and the most lucrative. Everyone wants to be healthier, most people would like to have more money, and everyone wants, good relationships, however that may look. So if there are experiences, skills or expertise you have in any of those niches, circle them. If there's more than one, there probably will be. Just pick one that resonates the most with you. Pick one that you have the most kind of connection to. Pick the one that's closest to your heart, like however you want to describe it. There's probably going to be one that will jump out at you, and it's as simple as that. That is your niche. If you can solve a problem, if you can help someone get from A to B, the niche kind of picks itself. And as I said, if that problem you can solve, or if helping that person getting from A to B involves health, wealth or relationships, there isn't much more work to be done. It is literally as simple as that. Most people think that there's loads of research to do and you have to check this and check that, but you don't need to overcomplicate it. Just keep it simple, and it really is as simple as that. The other way of doing it is kind of the reverse. So rather than circling your ideas that fit under the health, wealth or relationships niches, just literally have a look at the list and just circle the ones that speak to you the most, that appeal to you the most. So we're kind of doing it in the reverse. Now there may be things on there that you've circled that don't fit into any one of those categories, and if that's the case, then that's fine. You can literally make any niche work. I'll give you an example. I remember probably about 5 or 6 years ago stumbling across a blog that was all about succulents, so cactuses or cacti, however you want to call it. Just a really random blog, and the lady that was running the blog, she had a video course on there. I can't remember exactly what the title of it was or what it was about, but from memory it was all about succulents, whether that was caring for them, how to buy them, I'm not sure. But the point is, it was a course about succulents, and this lady was making $100,000 a year from it, which completely blew my mind. I was thinking, succulents, really? But I wanted to tell you that to give you an example, and just to sort of hit home the point that you don't need to have your product, your course, your information, whatever you want to call it, doesn't necessarily have to be in the health, wealth or relationships niche. All I'm saying is that those three are the biggest niches, most lucrative, and you don't really need to do any more research if you fit under that. So let's go back to reviewing your list. Let's just say, for example, you've circled 3 ideas. Let's just say none of them are in the health, wealth or relationships niches. So what do you do then? Well, like I said, choose the one that you're most passionate about, or the one that speaks to you the most. That could be, I mean, it could be anything. It could be literally as random as succulents, caring for succulents. Now, if you're worried that the niche is too narrow or too small, which, by the way, it very rarely is, there's a few things that you can do to kind of cross-check and just see if there are other people that are also interested in this niche, and essentially, you know, is there any demand for it? So the first thing to do is go on YouTube. Look for channels that are around your topic. Look for videos that are around your topic. See how many subscribers these channels have got. See how many views the videos are getting. I'm not going to give you any specific numbers because I don't think that's really helpful. I think all it really does is just sort of add more confusion and complexity. But really, all you're trying to do is figure out, are there other people making content about this subject? And just getting a feel for, you know, are they tiny little channels and only 100 people are looking at them, at the videos, sorry? Or are the videos getting thousands and thousands of views and the channels have got tens of thousands of subscribers? If it's clear that there are people, you know, watching these videos and subscribing to these channels, that's a great sign. It means people are interested in the topic. And you can repeat that process by going on Amazon, looking for books on the subject. You can search for blogs. You can go on social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever, and see if there are other creators creating content around your chosen topic. If there are, that's a great sign. It means there's demand for that content. Again, don't get caught up with numbers or anything like that. I see other people, other creators sort of helping other people create their own online education businesses, saying, you know, you need to make sure that there's, you know, 5 books, each with 100 reviews, this, that and the other. Don't get so bogged down into the detail. You don't need to overthink it. You don't need to overcomplicate it. All you're literally trying to do is confirm if there are other people that are interested in the topic. It really is as simple as that. The next stage, once you've chosen your niche, is to come up with an offer. Now, what do I mean by an offer? An offer basically means, essentially means who are you going to help and how are you going to help them? And there's a formula for putting together what your offer is. And it goes like this: I help target market get desired outcome without roadblock or difficulty or common obstacle by your solution. So I know that was a bit of a mouthful, but let me try and give you an example. So say you are a personal trainer. So your offer could be, I help women over 40, say, get in shape, that's a desired outcome, without spending hours in the gym, that's a roadblock, by, and then whatever the solution is, by, you know, intermittent fasting, weight training, you know, whatever it is. I'm not a fitness expert, so can't actually think of anything specific off the top of my head, but hopefully that gives you an idea. Basically, you need to sort of write it out. Who are you going to help? What are you going to help them with? Which is basically what's their desire? What's the end result they're looking for? What are the obstacles that you're going to help people avoid? and basically what is your solution. I'll put a link in the description with some notes about all this, just so it's kind of a bit clearer. It might sound a little bit round the houses, but trust me, it's really, really simple. Now, the beauty of starting a business based on your own knowledge and your own experiences is that because you've already been in the situation, you've already been there, you've done it, you've gone from point A to point B, you will already know what the roadblocks are, for example, what the difficulties are. So going back to my example of helping women over 40, say you are a woman over 40 and you're in great shape and you've done it without spending hours in the gym, because that's not really what you wanted to do, and you've basically got there by following, a certain plan. You will know exactly how to speak to those people. You will know exactly what their worries are, their concerns, their wants, their needs, and their desires. And this will all make sense when I go through how to basically pre-sell your idea and get confirmation of your idea before spending any time creating anything. So basically that's going to be the topic of the next video, is essentially how to start creating a community of your target buyer, your ideal customer, and how to start sort of talking to them and having discussions. And essentially what you're trying to do is get a green light for your idea. You want people to put their hands up and say, yes, I'm interested in this. I want to do what you've done. I want the outcome that you've had, and basically get confirmation that you're on the right track before you even go and create your course or your ebook or whatever it may be, whatever makes sense for the niche. So that's going to be the topic of the next video. After that, we're going to cover pricing, which is a really important one. Basically going through pricing psychology, and the pros and the cons of pricing things at various different levels. But also it's going to be interesting to actually have a look at the maths and help you understand that, going back to what I said earlier about potentially being in a so-called smaller niche, not one that's in health, wealth, or relationships. It does not matter if that's the case. You do not need a huge audience to be able to make 6 figures a year, and this will all make more sense when we go through the pricing video. We'll do some simple calculations, some simple sums, and you'll quickly see that actually you could be creating information about something as niche as succulents and still make a very, very healthy income over the course of a year. So yeah, that's going to be the topic of the next 2 videos. So hope this one was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.